Alright, right now, here we go. Chip and Blodir fighting for losers finals here. Flutley, are you excited for this one?
Pretty much, yeah. It seems it'll be a good match. Both players very new and both players very talented.
Like, extremely talented. He beat Shinyu out. Shinyu is a very talented person himself, but man, Blodir is showing the world what he can do right now with this composition. And I'm just waiting for Chip to get ready up very soon. But you talk about their decks. They, again, as we said before, they faced each other. This is a salty runback for Blodir right now, as he faced him earlier today in the winter semifinals. And now Blodir, he is very well aware of Chip's ability to mass up tier 1s, so he needs to choose his decks wisely.
It's master. This was the game.
I'm going to put that down as one of the best matches played, along with the Repost vs Shinyu one with the mill tanking. Like, those were some of the two best battles I've seen here today. Just because of how ridiculous it got for that one. Alright, well, here we go. Blodir is not playing Quartermaster. Blodir is actually playing Archimedes. I should change that right away. Yellow. Alright, here we go. Game number 1 of the Losers Finals. Blodir versus Chip from Space. The rematch of the tournament. Here we go. To the north side, we have Chip. To the slightly less north side, we have Blodir. They're very close to each other.
But Blodir
Andy!
has a safe expand. Blodir has a safe expand. Chip has the high ground. So
Blodir, I have the high ground. You cannot attack me. Oh my gosh. This is...
if it goes to expand past first base, the maps might start to seem a little bit lopsided, but right now it seems fine.
Andy, I thought you fixed map generation. What is this? Oh my gosh. Well, at the very least, Blodir does get to have some flying vision to help him out if he ever wants to think about attacking upwards, which I don't think he's going to want to do. Oh. To note, this is not Chip's lizard deck that he used last time to win against Blodir. This is the other deck with the skunk and wolf, which we never really got to see him play that much. So let's see if they'll finally get to be in play for this game. Blodir gonna get his lizards up as Chip gets his own squirrels up, both of them at the 8 farm timing. So again, both sides gonna be playing this one very slowly. Alright, so what do you think about Chip's position, really? Like, is this a good position for him to be in with another super high ground with some space to put down structures?
He can leverage the high ground into, I think, an expand. I think it's possible for him to get that one that's most outer by chaining balloons or using ferrets to stop any attacks. Because if you place the balloon where it's blocked, it's hard to attack it because you can't really surround it.
Now, how are squirrels against lizards if the squirrels have the high ground advantage like this?
Squirrels should be having should be able to win quite easily.
Right.
If it gets to the high numbers we're used to, the high ground is very big.
It wouldn't be a Chip game without Toads. But right now, Chip kills off the commander, so he feels like he can push on and forward. One lizard's going to be taken out from this little skirmish there, so once again, delaying the timing. That is a very loud airplane overhead me right now. I don't know if people can hear it. It's either an airport or the rain is really heavy outside, and I haven't checked at all.
They both expand very much faster than we expected.
Oh yeah, they really. I mean, Blodir takes the one in front of his base instead of the one behind him, but Chip takes the one that we expected him to take, but he doesn't have structures to defend it quite yet. He does have his units on the low ground though, so not something that Blodir can really easily attack into. And the nice thing about it is that if Blodir ever decides to attack this expansion, Chip can just get his units from the high ground to attack below. So Some little things a little bit.
You
risky
can also
for
run
Blodir.
all the way around the back of the map and attack.
That's true.
You don't have to just cross the bridge.
I mean, he doesn't. I mean, he's using squirrels and toads, so they're not really the fastest units on the field. He's gonna finally brand the skunk and ferret at the same time. So the skunk gonna come out first, and this is gonna be some good, nice control if you can get the gas on the field. Right now, Blodir is ahead currently in farm count, so he is gonna get a slightly bigger economy for himself. In the meantime, just slowly waiting for each other to make the first move here. Chip now gonna feel safe enough to get that first farm down in its expansion. And the skunk is online right now. It's on the field and surrounded by a contingent of lizards and toads who have nicely made a box formation, which I've never expected the toads to do. Alright, right now we're gonna have a little bit of a poke section with the ferrets right now. Chip has to be a little bit careful. He does not want to lose his skunks early on because they are very important in staving off the lizard and toad aggression from Blodir's deck. And right now, looks like they're going to have a bit of footsie matches here. Just ferrets poking away at each other. Although, I mean, that ferret can just easily pressure the mill. It's in range where it can do that. Both sides just trying to gear up their farms right now, although Blodir is having a harder time getting more farms in the field just because of how close Chip's ferrets are to it. He can't get his own units any closer for fear of attack from above. He is going to try to move his ferrets up to the north side of the map, try to pressure them there.
We've hit this 5-minute mark.
Alright, one of the ferrets is gone. Blodir on 6 farms, Chip on 8 still.
He's conceding the match to the ferret.
Chip is just going to back off for the time being, like, I don't want to lose my units right now. This is a dumb way for Fritz to lose units too. Although, Blodir, okay, he's starting to move his army right now, although trying to get them into formation, trying to move them around into the right position, and now he's going to try to make his way across. Oh, the skunk, a little bit too close to the ferret fire, going to be taking a lot of damage from that. Doesn't even get the gas down either. In the meantime,
gets the balloon down.
Yeah, he tried to build a balloon, but it wasn't fast enough. And now, here we go. Battle to each other, toads on toads! Here we go, the explosions are going out from both sides, and the toads are gone from the game, and now Chip trying to get the gas on the field, and it looks like he is able to hold his defense here from Blodir's attack. Yeah. Blodir loses
Blodir's gonna just tech into Falcons and be able to win this if Chip doesn't get a wolf or something big.
Chasing away the Falcons with the giant squirrel count though. He's gotta be a little bit careful. And now he's gonna be pressuring him with the arms once again on the ferrets. Skunk gas is also down on the ground, so it's a little bit harder for it to attack. That lizard just melted immediately in the gas. So that skunk is really important in this match, although they have to be very careful. He just needs the ferret to poke away at that mill. Now here we go, attacks coming from both sides. Now the squirrels trying to man up and form the front line here, and the skunks laying down a line of gas here, preventing Blodir from moving on forward here. He does have the Falcons to fly over it, but Chip has the numbers. And Blodir can't get across the bridge. There's too much gas for units to walk across. He loses everything there. He loses the expansion as well. And Chip wins out. And he can actually press on forward. Blodir doesn't have any units on the field. He only has 2 toads. Chip gonna solve some things right now, trying to get the thing he needs to reinforce. And now, is he gonna march on in? He's gonna march on in first with the ferrets, trying to poke his way at the warrens to get the warren out before the ferret. Oh, he sells off one of the Falcon Warrens. Doesn't get the double Falcons instead. He has to wait for a little bit while longer here. As the ferrets are now poking away at the Warrens here. He's going to try to get the lizards here, but again, he has to be very careful. The presence of Toad and Skunk here could prove too much for the lizards.
He's still starving because he hasn't placed that farm yet. It's just huge.
15 seconds left. Blodir needs something. He needs to just get that farm down on the ground.
He needs to sell something very fast.
He can't get the farm built.
He needs to sell something.
He can't get anything built. That's game. Oh, so Blodir just accidentally supply blocked himself without realizing it? Oh.
He had the farm queued, but no way of making food, and he was stuck at 44 food.
He couldn't build, the farm couldn't even build because he was still queuing up. Oh, Chip has managed to take a game. Looks like he's going to be playing quartermaster this time. Alright. Make things a little tougher for my overlay, will ya? Here we go. It's going to be game number 2. Blodir versus ChipFromSpace. And now it's going to be Chip's magical use of masked lizards and toads. I'm going to switch things around now. Thanks, Chip. Had to change your characters. Yellow, green. Alright, here we go. Now things are okay. Now things are normal. Here we go. Blodir versus ChipFromSpace, guys. And once again, this time they're not that close to each other.
The decks are very similar.
Oh yeah, Blodir gonna be sticking with the same deck he used in the last game. And Chip has a nice deck here as well. He won't have... It's gonna be just lizards and toads versus each other, falcons and ferrets versus each other. The question is, the fox could be an interesting thing here.
It turns into the ferret poking, it'll be very good.
Oh yeah. So Chip might have has a slight draft advantage, although Blodir does have the balloon to zone out if needed.
I'm not sure I'd say it's a draft advantage, because if Blodir goes for a different style off of the wolf, he should... I think with the wolf, he should be able to overrun just about anything Chip does. Unless it's mass toad. Even then, the falcons are pretty good.
And in the meantime, Chip gonna get his lizards down first, as Blodir just got his up and now building its first unit. So, we have to take a quick look at the map here. This is a very interesting map again. Both sides just literally like one line across each other. They're like only offset by one row if you take a look at where they are placed. So, they can just like say hi to each other, just walk along this high ground here to just meet each other. As for mill options, lots of mill options for both sides, I think. Both of them having safe expansions. And now both sides just getting their unit count up. Lizard versus lizard frenzy. So what's going to be the determining factor in lizard versus lizard fights?
When lizard versus lizard, they're going to end very close, just depending on how the numbers are. It's really what the other units are. Because lizards are tankier than squirrels. They're not as likely to focus fire, so the first hit isn't as important.
Right now, Blodir gonna start building into his toads, as Chip also starts to build into his toads. It's like a mirror match here, Akuma versus Akuma. And now both of them just staring down each other on this middle ground here. There's like a line separating their territories from each other, if you haven't noticed. It's just quite hilarious. It's like the detente line. Like, you do not cross this line or else you will start a war. Although Shinyu has his units closer to that line. He likes to put his units up there. And there we go, Shinyu trying to go for the attack here. But they're targeting the mills! So the Chip's lizards are actually going to be able to chip away at 2 of Blodir's lizards. So Blodir, fortunately gonna lose a few lizards here and there. Did I say Shinyu before? I'm sorry about that. This is...
with such a tight-knit lane of attack, toads would be very good.
Both sides realizing this, getting their toad counts up as quickly as possible. Although, I mean, Blodir instigating a lot of attacks right now, so... Chip will probably have an easier time defending. Both sides also getting their expansion done right now, though Chip does get his first, and will have his first farm up too.
But Chip countering the counter is starting to build falcons, which...
Change the scoreboard because they changed positions. Damn it, Chip. Why did you have to change commanders? Alright, so the territory line is very interesting.
Blodir is going for ferrets, which I think has more potential than falcons to be powerful at this point, just because it forces a fight. And
although, if Chip can get both his ferrets up also, he can use the falcons to actually use the ferrets to poke away at that expansion, I think. There's a nice little high ground here that can't be reached from the low ground, so Chip can use that to poke at that expansion. Although, if he's going to do that, he might have to do it... Oh, he is going to get that ferret up, so there it is. Ferrets are coming up, but it looks like we're going to have a battle first, though. Both sides just, like, lining up on this barrier between the both of them. As the ferret, it will be firing upon this warren right now. It looks like it will be taking it for free.
Those warrants are gone until he can get his ferrets of his own.
Chip doesn't really want to sell it off. I think he'd rather keep orphan units than rather lose units and have to rebuild them.
Yeah, I mean, it's a question of losing 60 food or losing 60 army value.
Right now, he's just trying to make his way in, trying to pressure those ferrets, but Blodir does move them back away from the army side. This is a very tense battle here right now. Both sides just waiting for the other to make the first wrong move. Chip pressuring
Blodir is going into Wolf.
Alright, so Blodir trying to punch through this little wall they created between themselves. But that ferret's going to come out on the field right here. Chip trying to get him onto the high ground. And Blodir doesn't have his falcons up yet. Well, he has one falcon, but right now both sides just poking away at each other. This is the ferret versus ferret battle we've all knew was going to happen. But yes, he's starting to poke away. He takes out one of the farms. So there it is. That vision was just
take a very. It'll come out very slowly because it has all of the other units have to finish first before it gets enough food.
It's also supply blocked for a while too. The falcons are actually going to take away the timing. Building that many falcons is actually hurting the wolf's tempo. And this
Ship should be built. Ship had time to get a fox out.
Alright, well he doesn't know that the wolf is building. He doesn't know that there's a supply block situation on Blodir's side, so he is somewhat okay here. Right now the falcons from Blodir, they are 4 in numbers. They're gonna push away Chips. Chip luckily doesn't lose anything much.
Oh, he's attacking now before the wolf is out.
Alright, here we go. The Toads try and get their explosions down quick enough, but Chip retreats far enough before the Toads can do anything. Blodir once again attacking here. Here we go, the Toad explosions going off on both sides. Numbers are dropping here for lizard counts as the falcons are now moving their way in. Both sides, 4 falcons. But Blodir, he's still supply blocked. He cannot get his wolf out. He fought too early.
I would have waited and sold a falcon warren or a lizard warren.
And now once again, Chip still has his ferrets up, and now he's just going to keep pressuring Blodir. Blodir is trying to go for a very awkward attack here, but he's losing too many units now. Chip has the numbers advantage here. He's mowing down Blodir's units here. And now he's finally had the room to march his way down the alleyway. He's going to be taking out this expansion all on his own. The lizards in the back line trying to do something, trying to defend, but it's too late. Blodir is starving now. That's game. What a game for Chip. Blodir just got too impatient there, it looks like.
Yeah, he didn't want the ferrets to be able to kill off the mill, but what he should have done is sold the falcon warren as soon as he saw the wolf was supply blocked.
Oh my, what a match. Chip is going to make his way back to the grand finals to face off against Post. Oh my gosh, this kid, man, I remember he was like one of the people that Andy directly gave the keys to, because he was like, he asked him like, what would you do if you got this key? And Chip said, I would play this every day, every chance I get. He got the key, and now those results are showing right here, right now.
Unfortunately, I don't think that answer will work anymore because of what you just said. But
well, Chip, he is definitely making a name for himself here right now, taking out so many strong people.